How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another week of My Mere Reflections. I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving this week. My reflection this week was a TED Talk that I watched called My Journey to Thank All the People Responsible for My Morning Coffee. And I felt that this TED Talk really relates with Thanksgiving coming up, and I'm really excited to share it with you. If you haven't seen it, pause the video and check it out in the link below. So in the talk, he talks about 5 lessons that he learned through this project that he took up. And the first one was look up. He was talking about the barista at his local coffee shop who said that people treat her as a robot sometimes, as a vending machine, and they forget that she's human. It's pre-caffeination, people. It's a bad mental state to be in because we're tired and we're sleepy and we're groggy and we just want our coffee. And so the last thing that you're going to think about is treating that other person like a human being. But I really loved his takeaway. Just to make eye contact with someone develops a connection between you and that other person. And that connection, no matter how short it is really important for yours and the other person's happiness and humanity. All right, the second lesson he learned was to smell the roses, the dirt, and the fertilizer. This lesson he learned when he was talking with the local coffee shop owner about coffee tasting and choosing which coffees to serve at the shop. He said savoring is really important in gratitude because gratitude is about holding on to something for as long as you can. And this kind of gets into the mindfulness aspect of it. As in, can we concentrate on something? Can we really focus all of our senses on one specific thing? I feel like we're all bombarded with so many stimuli on social media and around the world, in the news, everywhere, that our mind is constantly running and constantly shifting its attention 1,000 different places. But one way to develop gratitude is to minimize all those stimuli into just one and focus our entire attention on one thing and really understand it, really take in the moment and slow down time. The third lesson he talked about was to find the hidden masterpieces around you. He said when something is done well, the process behind it is largely invisible. So the next time we see someone doing their job well or doing something effortlessly, let's take a moment to understand what it took for that person to get to that level. I feel like we're all accustomed to seeing the end result, but not the process that it took to get there. We see money, success, fame, but we don't understand, or we don't take the time to understand what it took for that person to get to that point. I mean, we all have role models that we look up to. We appreciate qualities about great people, and we see those qualities at that face value, but do we understand what it truly means to have that quality or have that characteristic of that person? It took a lot for that person to develop and get to that point where they are, that now we are looking up to them. So I think it's not just finding the hidden masterpieces, but understanding what it took to make that masterpiece. Number 4, fake it till you feel it. He said that if you act like as if you're grateful, you will eventually become grateful for real. And that was really interesting from a psychology perspective, because thought always changes behavior, but he said behavior also changes thought. And this reminds us that being grateful is not just about saying thank you or saying that you're grateful or thinking that you're grateful, but also acting upon that. And the fifth and the last one, practice 6 degrees of gratitude. He said that it doesn't take a village to make a cup of coffee. It takes an entire world to make that cup. I mean, globalization has so many perks, and so we should be grateful to live in a time where we're all so interconnected. And to show gratitude for this interconnected world, for this time period that we're living in, let's make a smart use of our resources. Let's limit wasting resources and only use those that we truly need. I mean, it's the small actions that make a big difference. It's about watching our water consumption, how much plastic we use, how many paper towels we waste when drying our hands. You know, Mother Earth has given us so many resources, and I think the best way to show our gratitude is not taking them for granted. We have to think of the environment not just in a utilitarian perspective, but a perspective that's higher than that. Because it's not a matter of whether one small thing is going to make a difference in the world. It's about a mentality, it's about a mindset. He said that through this process of saying 1,000 thank yous, he has become a better person. He might not be the next Mother Teresa, but he has improved. And I think that is what reflection is about. That is what reflecting on your mind is about. That is what we're doing here every week. We don't have to travel the world to say our 1,000 thank yous. We can say our 1,000 thank yous through our actions locally, It's our mindset that we have to change. If we change our mindset, if we inspire someone else to change their mindset, that is saying 1,000 thank yous. That is showing true gratefulness, true gratitude. So I really enjoyed that TED Talk, and I'm so glad that I saw it a week before Thanksgiving, because now I have 1 week to improve myself, to say my gratitude, to show my gratitude, to act upon that gratitude. And even though it's not going to last only a week, it'll be the start of a process of transforming my life for the better. And so I urge you to take some time this week. Think about one way that you can show gratefulness in your life, one way that you can't take something that we all do for granted. So whether we're looking up, smelling the roses, finding the hidden masterpieces, or faking it till we feel it, let's try to show our gratitude in any way that we can, and that will truly celebrate Thanksgiving. Thank you so much again for watching, everyone, this week. That is my true thank you for Thanksgiving, and I hope reflection and improvement is going just as well for you as it is for me.